Hey there and welcome. In this particular tutorial, we're going to edit that video that we started, and I'm quite excited to be honest. All right. So let's get straight to it, shall we? Okay. So when it comes to the tools that I'm going to be using, I'm actually going to use Kling 2.6 and I'm going to test a prompt. Now, one thing to know about Kling point 2.6 is that it can generate videos with sound, at least that's what they're saying, and it's cheaper than VO3, it appears, which is why we're going to test it. Okay. Now, to give you an idea about how cheap, if I were to switch from Kling 2.6 to VO3.1, notice that how for 8 seconds it costs 2,500, but only for 4 seconds it costs 1,250. And if you extrapolate, it would cost about 1,500 or more for 5 seconds. Now for Kling 2.6, it actually costs a lot less, right? To be precise, it's about 50% or more or less than that, and you can create awesome videos with it. Now, make sure that whenever you're trying to get started, to choose the video dimensions as well as the duration. Usually, because this is a short, 9:16 is a must, and make sure that you choose that because if you don't, you're gonna end up with a video in a size that you might not really like. If Because normally the one that's selected by default is 16:9, and so therefore, if you choose 9:16, that's formatted for shorts. Now, when it comes to the Kling 2.6, I'm using it in Leonardo. It requests a start frame. And so, as far as the start frame is concerned, we're basically going to utilize these start frames. And so, we have this particular start frame right here. So, let's just go ahead and drag and drop it. Now, it doesn't have the starting frame, ending frame trick, but it comes with a prize, which is that it can generate voiceover. Now, when you look at scenes, the way you want to animate scenes is you just want to look at scenes and think about what it is that you're trying to animate. Now, in this case, what we're trying to animate is that each player has their reptiles, right? So, what I'm going to say is football players have received their pet lizards. They really like it. Okay. Now, if I hit the generate, it's basically going to go ahead and start creating the video. It's going to take 700 tokens. Now, in this case, because we have how much or how many? We have 21. If you do the math, 700 multiplied by 10, that's 7,000. So it's going to cost about 14,000 in order to do all these. But the reason why in this tutorial I'm not using Grok or I'm not using a cheap software is because Grok, while it does a pretty good job at doing this for a very, very cheap price, but the videos that you generate using Grok will most likely not see the light of day. They will not be extremely viral. I mean, I'm not saying that this is a rule, but the more you invest in a better software, the better it is. But if you want to do this with Grok, you need to just go to Imagine in Grok, drag and drop your image, or simply upload it if you want to do it like that. And then you can just basically enter a prompt. Now, because Grok is more lenient, I can mention the name of the football players as opposed to here on Kling or on Leonardo. I cannot mention the football player's name without not being compliant. Now, here I'm going to say Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar have received their pet lizards and are happy. Happy with what? Happy with their pet lizards. And I'm going to enter this prompt right now. In the meantime, I shall go back to Leonardo. It does take some time to create a 5-second clip that looks real with sound. So do not really think that that is. And it took 5 minutes, okay, for 4 seconds. But bottom line is that it looks fantastic. I mean, I think that this is really incredibly insane. Okay, but of course, you need to be technically equipped and technically have knowledge about how to use such tools. If you want to do videos like this where you are at the top of King Kong, I want to top a King Kong. King Kong is kind of is my friend. We have this one as well. Of course, no. I mean, if you want to look at Hollywood stuff. And by the way, I'm no longer on top of his back. I think he hit me with a rock or something. I mean, I want you to look at this. I disappeared after. So he kind of like he got rid of me. At the beginning I was on his back, but I King Kong doesn't care. He just doesn't really know I'm there. All right, but that's kind of cool. So here we have the videos.
Look at these little guys. Wow, they're so cool.
Now that's pretty cool. They have sound, but I'm gonna try to do something. I mention the names of the characters.
Look, little guy. He's so calm.
This is Grok.
Mine is a climber. Told you they were cool. The best.
And actually, the players kind of look very consistent. But the problem is that, I mean, if you look at
these little guys.
I don't know what's it with
they're so
what's it
cool.
with YouTube and Kling and Grok videos, but it seems that YouTube doesn't really take it kindly to anything other than videos done with viral tools. But I think I don't know. I'm gonna say Ronaldo and Messi and Neymar have received their pet lizards. And I'm going to see if it doesn't tell me anything about policy violations. If it doesn't, then I'm going to go along with it because I want consistent faces here. These don't really look like Ronaldo or Messi, or they kind of sound really not that cool. Fox version, by the way.
Hi, he's so calm. Mine is a climber. Told you they were cool. The best. Look at this little guy.
But Grok, the problem with Grok is that, one player is talking with the same sound as the other player. So they're basically both talking in the same, they have the same sound, and that's not good. No, the consistency is perfect because they definitely look like, Neymar and Messi and Ronaldo, except for probably look like they didn't sleep enough. They didn't get enough sleep. Apart from that, they look like Messi, Ronaldo, and Neymar. But yeah, as I expected. So here, as you can see, it says violating my policy, blah blah blah. So I'm thinking about I don't know, maybe for quality purposes.
Look at these little guys. Wow, they're so cool. Look at these.
Probably just gonna keep this. So this is I'm gonna download the first footage from Kling. Now we have Messi heading towards the Baba Yaga. So I'm also gonna do this using because when you use one software, try to use the same software next, okay? Because if you use another software and you try to combine Grok footage with Kling footage, doesn't do good. So either use Grok from the beginning or use Kling from the beginning. If you use Grok, it's cheap, all right? So you're able to create a lot of videos for basically pennies. With Kling, it's expensive, but it is pretty much friendly with YouTube. I have seen videos that I created using Kling go a lot more viral than videos I've created using Grok. And actually, I mean a lot more viral, like there's a difference that I saw, from experience. But then again, I might be wrong, okay? Now here, I'm going to say football player slowly gets closer to the Baba Yaga shack. He is holding his pet lizard. All right. So I'm going to generate. Now it also is pretty important to keep track on your scenes to make sure you've downloaded all your scenes.
Look at these little guys.
They look good.
Wow, they're so cool.
And the only issue here.
Look at these little guys. Wow, they're so cool.
Is that when Messi talked, looks like they're both talking at the same time. All right. So Messi and Neymar are kind of talking using the same voice. But again, it's okay. Now I have to say, Grok really does create awesome, awesome animations, but I don't know what's it with Grok and YouTube. I'm just gonna say that and leave it at that. I think that they probably favor YouTube videos less, or Grok videos less. At least that's been my case. All right. Plus, I can get a lot better animations from Kling. And I have to say, now over here, I'm gonna basically just put things in a loop. I'm gonna start creating the projects or the next projects faster. So I'm gonna move into utilize my images that I have. So here he's with Baba Yaga, uh, football player. Uh, football player pays the witch Baba Yaga gold, a magical green potion. All right, and then I'm gonna enter. Now it's getting quite fast right now, so that's cool. Let me just listen to this. I like the sounds. So he's getting close to the Baba. It's kind of very interesting. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. All right, the sounds are good. You could say running towards the shack if you want to as well. Now here in this particular video, or I'm gonna use this frame to basically demand of Kling to. Now in this one, if you notice, Messi is trying to feed his lizard a potion. Okay, so we want his pet lizard. All right, come on, what is that? His pet lizard, a green liquid magic potion. All right. Now, if you want, you can also mention no voiceover, no voice, no. When you say no voiceover, it means that you don't want anybody to talk. You just want them to stay silent. Just do what they're told. Now, over here we have the one where Messi's dragon has transformed into a dragon. So the way I want to animate this is I want Messi to ride on his dragon, to go on the top of the dragon and start riding it. So I'm going to say football player gets on top of his pet dragon's back and gets ready to ride his dragon. Be careful what you use, okay, or the words that you use. If you say his flying dragon, chances are it might do something weird, such as him kind of trying to jump on top of his flying dragon that's flying on top. They will make it weird. So logical sequences, they are very important. Okay, very very important. It's not because you can write anything here that you should. So any word can be taken and in the order. Grammar is important with prompting. All right, so now we have Mr. Messi riding his evil dragon, fire breathing dragon. And I could say that football player flying or riding his football player riding his ferocious fire breathing dragon, you know, and I could click to generate. Now, in the meantime, I should go down because I think that my other scenes should be about ready. Now, this one was ready before this one. That's weird. They're taking more time with the Baba Yaga prompt because I think that maybe that's more uh, technical or whatever. Now here you can see he's feeding him. Yep, I like that. But I'm not gonna download this one first. I need the other one. I want to
A
download it
fair
in order.
price for such a fine potion. I hope it works.
All right,
A fair price for such a fine potion.
this is
I
good.
hope it works.
Look at Baba Yaga. I mean, she's horrific. All right, so here we have Messi has made a deal with Baba Yaga. Now, of course, this is just for fun. And then I'm downloading them in order, as I said, because you want to ensure you download them in order because it gets easier at the end when you try to just put your scenes together. It gets easier. All right, so here we have both the guys surprised. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say footballer in the yellow shirt or yellow jersey, or both footballers are scared. Both footballers are scared and afraid. They are shocked. They're shocked. All right. So in this scene, the players are shocked. I mean, you can't expect Grok to do this type of animation. Trust me. Grok is not going to do this. And even down to the dragon sound. I mean, listen, the reptilian sound that the dragon emits from their, their vocal cords. I could hear that. I could hear the dragon kind of like that reptilian sound of, you know, like a bird, And so that, I mean, Grok to do that, right? Let's just be honest here. So this one is now Neymar making a pact with Ghost Rider. It seems like a pact with anybody was Ronaldo, and Ronaldo kind of um, got speed to help him. I'm gonna say football players to the door uh, to meet Ghost Rider. All right. Now I just want to check if he has his lizard. He holds his pet lizard in his hand. You need to mention that because you don't want the AI to just go and vanish your lizard because it will most likely do that. All right, so where's the fire? Yep, I've seen tokens is worth it. Absolutely worth it. And the idea is to kind of like make a short movie. All right, make like a short, um, kind of Hollywood style movie. Now here, I don't know what is happening, but I really don't like the way this is done. But in any case, I think I could probably use this, and the reason is because I just want the maybe just a part of it. I'm not really interested to use all of the footage, so I will download it because for this one, we just want to for a split second we want to show them as shocked because obviously you know we have Messi in the skies, right? So he's lurking about. Now over here, this one is a very important one. And you need to take your time with your animations. Believe me, you really need to take your time with your animations. Now, let me just do one thing. All right, so we have Neymar right now. This is the scene of him kind of trying to enter the door. So let me just go ahead and download it. Now over here, I'm going to say football player is watching Ghost Rider perform magic on his pet lizard in shock. Right? As I said, grammar makes a big difference. Now we have Mr. Neymar is ready to mount his dragon. Neymar's dragon is kind of different than Messi's dragon. Looks more like a lizard combined with a toad as a dragon, but still looks pretty good. That's an impressive dragon. So I want to say football player mounts his lizard dragon hybrid. All right. Lizard dragon hybrid. Mounts means that he's like a horse. Gets ready to mount him. Now over here we have Ronaldo says playing, please subscribe and share. So at this moment we can say football player crying and says, please subscribe and share to help. Football player is crying and says, please subscribe and share to help me. Please subscribe and share. I'm going to add the sign and share because I don't think that symbol is going to be read well. Now here on this scene we have. I mean, did I miss the? Yeah, I think I missed the Neymar scene when he is just riding his dragon and his dragon is kind of breathing fire. I missed that one. I didn't. I didn't really. All right, so I'm gonna say Neymar riding his dragon, but in order to say it, I'm gonna say it differently. But first, let me just get this scene. Just get the voiceover. It's pretty good. You download it first, and then I'm going to use the exact same prompt that I used for Messi for Neymar, but I'm gonna say fire breathing lizard dragon, and I'm gonna generate with this one as well. And I think that right now we can proceed. So we have Ronaldo being chased by two fire breathing dragons, kind of terrorizing him. It's kind of weird. I think this might be a pretty good movie. So I'm gonna say football player escaping two dragon riders. Horror scene. We want to make it funny, so this is how. And now we have Ronaldo is running towards the entry of a barn. So I'm gonna say football player runs towards the entry of a football barn with his pet lizard in his hand. He's holding it with one hand. It doesn't really need two hands for a small lizard. Now, obviously, this is the scene where he's gonna mount. I don't know how he can mount that. That fiery, you know, back. Is good. So I'll download it. I like the dragon sounds, and does look like a lizard. I think Neymar's dragon looks much better to me than the Messi's dragon. Messi's dragon looks like a more of a mainstream kind of dragon that we see in the movies. Now over here, I'm gonna add something, which is football player crying and says, "Please, someone help me." Football player crying and says, "Please." All right, and of course, this is the moment where Speed is gonna feel his friend is in distress. Now, because Speed usually barks, I want to say a guy riding a motorcycle, his motorcycle so fast, and he is so mad. He barks as he is driving. Now, Speed is known to bark, so I mean, it's not like I'm trying to make fun of him or anything. He barks. That's his signal. All right, so now over here, I'm gonna say he enters the cow barn with a big. All right, he enters the cow barn. Now, here for these scenes, we just want to show a slight, moment of him kind of entering, and I think that we can go and it has pretty good voiceover, and the one of Neymar kind of flying. I don't know why it looks bad, but they kind of didn't really. They didn't get the point that he's flying. So I think that I'm gonna maybe remove the first part, but I still can use this. Right? So I'm gonna keep it. It's okay. Even though they could have done a better job. I don't know why they kind of was conflicted, thinking that maybe he's all right, but this one is definitely good. This one is definitely good. I also like the dragon sounds. I think they're pretty cool. Now we have towards the entry. So let's use it. And then we have him crying over here for help.
Please, can someone help me?
It's kind of good. And it's kind of good as well. Doesn't look exactly like Ronaldo. So that can, help us avoid copyright. I like this. I like it. I really do. I really do. I mean, I could see Speed kind of doing this. He's mad. He's really mad. All right, so now here I'm gonna generate the video of them both transforming the dragon into a dragon. And by God, their dragon is insane. They are performing magic on the lizard. All right, so they're performing magic on the lizard. That's out of the way. And now let's talk about their lizard right now. So now you're going to see their lizard and how their lizard has become. So this is supposed to be the formed into that. And my goodness, if you had a dragon like that, nobody would be able to say anything. All right, so let's make short work of this one as well. I'm going to say football players are standing next to their pet dragon. I don't need to say much. And now we have the part where they're riding dragon. I'm gonna say friends riding their magma breathing dragon. Friends riding or flying their magma breathing ferocious colossal dragon. And we have the last scene, which should show they'll just run away, vanish. I'm going to say they all escape in fear. They all escape and run away in fear from magma descending from the sky. All right. Now let me just go and grab my other scenes. This one is seems to be really need to check the sounds. And here they're transforming the dragon, so there's not much left. In the meantime, I could go ahead and just put all my B-roll, all my videos into one file, and I could just basically, right away, I of a weird video I created using Kling. Now this one is not good. It didn't turn out fine. It's one of those times where doesn't do a good job. But here, as you can see, they're kind of performing magic on the lizard.
Look at the magic happening. Wow. It's incredible. Look at the magic happening.
I like it. I like Kling. Kling is really awesome. If it wasn't so expensive, it would have been my first choice. But something there kind of weird. But in any case, I think that this is a befitting last scene. I mean, once you have a look at this is this is some movie stuff. This is some really movie stuff. Dragon looks like he's from the undead world or something. All right, so I'm gonna wait for that scene. I think that I can just go and get my scenes. I just gotta make sure that I get only the Kling generated scenes because those are the ones that I need. All right. So I'm gonna cut them actually because I want to isolate them in this folder. And right now I can go back and see if my last scene is generated. And I'll show you how you can make short work out of creating this video, right? I think I can just probably refresh and it will probably work. All right, let me just check this out. All right, my final scene, they're running away. That's kind of hilarious. All right, let me check this out. I want the sound. This is insane. I really like this a lot. I think this is gonna be good. I'm not sure if it's gonna get the views or not, but to be honest, I'm doing it mostly for fun. Now here, I'm gonna sort this out by date modified, and right now I can view them as extra large icons. Right now, I suggest you to close whichever window you really have open that might just make it slow or make your computer slow. So I'm gonna open CapCut because I need to start the editing process. As far as the music is concerned, I'm going to apply a background music. It's a funk music. Now let me just show you what I'm talking about. So the funk music that I'm going to apply is basically called Paso Bem. That's the name of the song. And usually you'll notice that most of the people that go viral, they use these funk songs. And you can use it or not. It depends on, really your taste. But I like it. I think it's good. I think it's good to apply on videos, especially videos like this. And I'm gonna go ahead. This is a song that really has a lot of people watched it. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start to add the scenes and slowly cut them. You have to also realize that we want to make sure that our video is not more than 60 seconds. Okay. So let me just drag this particular. I dragged all 5 of them at the same time. And I'm going to play.
Look at these little guys.
And to be honest, that part right there, Messi saying wow or whatever, I don't think that's interesting.
Little guys.
That's it. I will just cut. Messi's heading towards Baba Yaga. I'll also cut off half of it. Now this one.
A fair price for such a fine potion. I hope it works.
And I can cut the last part. And then, so I'm just slowly trying to cut whatever is not really necessary. All right, so here I don't need to show the entirety of the footage. This is as much as necessary. Here he's mounting. So as far as the laugh, I think it's neat. I need to keep it. And I think that this part here is unnecessary. Just trying to cut however much I can cut. Now here we have him is kind of riding his dragon. I could maybe. Yep. Now we're at 20 seconds. So 20 seconds, I have to be really careful because I need to ensure everything is under 60 seconds. I think I can do it. Now this one, let's drag and drop. Oh, come on, not there. All right, so now I'm inside the CapCut again. And again, here, I just want to show their shock for a moment, not for long, just a bit. And I could maybe prolong it, but I think that that's not necessary. Now he's getting to the Ghost Rider house. And then here, he's inside with Ghost Rider. I don't need to show a lot of it. There's not much motion here, to be honest, anyway, so it's not necessary to show all of it. Now let's just watch this. All right. This one, I think I can cut just a little bit of the first smirk because it doesn't really sound nice. I don't think I can cut anything there. And here, I'm going to cut the parts where he's not really talking. And I'm only going to keep the parts where he's talking.
And share to help me.
All right, so come on. Now this part here, you probably need to add it if you want extra subscribers, because people mostly are not going to subscribe. And for this one, I need to cut the first part, because it looks like he's just on top of nothing. But the last part is good. I like his the way he has, a kind of reptilian hands, or reptilian arms. Yes. Now this one. All right. So as you can see, he's been followed by dragons. I'm gonna keep that part where the dragon is roaring, but the first bit, not unnecessary. All right, so he's escaping. This part, I want to show where he gets close to enter. All right, and I can cut a small part. And then here, I want to cut the first crying part. I'm only following the sounds, trying to cut what's unnecessary.
Can someone help me?
All right, so yeah, no need to see a cry. This one here, I'm going to cut the first bit, but I'm going to keep everything else. All right, so he came to help his friend. Now, I don't need to show everything with this scene. And here we have this scene.
Look at the magic happening. Wow. Wow.
That's it. I don't need to show more. And we need to show, we have 7 seconds left. I think we can do it. For 7 seconds, we have to find a way to show like all this stuff in 7 seconds or less. All right, so let me just go and get rid of a part. That's it. There's a part where he just leans forward. I don't know why. And here we have this part. Now this is already above a minute. I'm going to find a way to kind of make it. Now I'm going to remove the first bit. I'll probably just remove the last bit. But there is one thing I can do. Speeding things up. But first, let me just zoom out. Now I can select everything. And I can kind of go to speed here. Speed things up just a little bit. And usually it will go down. Now here it's 59 seconds. Let me just watch. All right, I think it's going to be fine.
Wow.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fine. So now let me just select everything. I want to ensure that the audio is a bit bigger than this. So I'm going to select all. And here, in terms of the audio, I'm just going to make sure I give it just a little push. All right, well, if only it first has the decency to show. Come on. Come on. I mean, what's wrong with you? There it is. Above 6. Because I'm going to play some voiceover in the background. I don't need to scale the video or anything. I just need to auto adjust it a bit. And that's it. No color correction whatsoever, nothing else. Now, I'm not going to play the music here on video, but I'm going to add it. But I cannot play the music on video for copyright purposes, but I've shown you the music. It's called Paso Bem. You can also download your video right now or export your video right now just like this with no music whatsoever. But I doubt that's really going to be hugely successful. But let's watch what we created right now.
Guys.
A fair price for such a fine potion. I hope it works.
I think it's really time for me to just pause this video here. I hope you enjoyed it, and Paz Makeup Gen Z wishing you the best and signing out.